meeting is set for 9:10. We had something going on a little late, so we'll be starting at 9:10 instead of 9. So I really wasn't late after all.
But you were trying.
I was trying.
It starts when you get it.
It's everybody's fault. March 12th, 2012, 9:10 a.m. concession.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Public comment, we have Pam Strozier, adjacent landowner, oil and gas waste facility.
Morning. I'm representing the landowners adjacent to the proposed oil and gas waste facility on Highway 97 East. We're opposed to this facility because the insufficient measures that have been taken by HJ Integrity to address the risk of leaks and spills of the facility, particularly in the areas of the pit containing containers for storage, waste, equipment, and vehicle operations. There are insufficient protections in place to protect the groundwater and surface waste of adjacent properties from the effects of leaks and/or spills. There is no information about the use of liners in the pit at the facility, and there are no apparent plans to use liners in the areas of waste storage, equipment, and vehicle operation. The firm has not included provisions to construct necessary monitoring wells for a leak detection system at the facility. There are also insufficient measures to address the effects that stormwater could have on the facility, and for this stormwater as to distribute waste and other materials from the facility to the adjacent properties. The application's topography map does not adequately depict the rate and volume of stormwater runoff and how this runoff proceeds directly to Cibolo Creek and ultimately to the San Antonio River. The design of the facility's stormwater system, including a 1-foot berm to divert the stormwater, is insufficient based upon our historic, commonly occurring flooding on the property.
Barbara Burdett, proclamation.
Actually got here 2 weeks early, and so I didn't want to have to come back. There was a mix-up on my date, so I wanted to make it effective March the 26th, proclamation of the Child Abuse Prevention Month proclamation, April 2012. It says, whereas every child is a precious gift full of limitless abilities and promise and deserves to be reared in a positive, safe environment free from the threat, influence, and harmful effects of child abuse. And whereas 60,000 children are confirmed abused each year in Texas. Abuse and neglect can cause traumatic, psychological, emotional, and physical damage to children of all ages, and the prevention of child abuse is important to their healthy environment. And whereas communities must make every effort to promote programs that benefit children and their families, child abuse prevention is a community responsibility, and finding solution depends on involvement of all people, and whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships among agencies, schools, communities of faith, law enforcement agencies, and the business community, and whereas the color blue has been chosen as an international symbol for child abuse because it represents the bruised and battered bodies of the thousands of children abused every day, and whereas the Wilson County Children's Services Board is facilitating the promotion of Child Abuse Prevention Month in our county by announcing April 4th, 2012 as Go Blue Day. Therefore, we, the Commissioners Court of Wilson County, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2012 to be Child Abuse Prevention Month and encourage all citizens to wear or display blue ribbons to honor all children and to promote the prevention of child abuse and neglect. And then here's the proclamation. And there are some calendars that we've been giving out to, that the CPS workers give out to all the parents, and I want y'all to have those. Y'all can serve them.
Well, for those of you in attendance, it's on the agenda for the next meeting. We're unable to respond to public comment by law, so it will be on the next agenda. And we know it's a fair.
Thank you.
Are there any certificates of completion? None. Item 3. Extension activity report. Everyone received their extension activity report. Item 4. Item 5. Richard Stapleton, Wilson Area Housing Foundation, consider and take action on resolution in support of the Wilson Area Housing Foundation Cowboy Breakfast, Saturday, April 28, 2012.
Gentlemen, do you wish me to read this resolution out to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Resolution of the Wilson County Commissioners Court in support of the Wilson Area Housing Foundation Cowboy Breakfast, Saturday, April 28, 2012, at the Sacred Heart Parish Grounds, 7:30 to 10:30 a.m. Whereas the Wilson Area Housing Foundation was organized to provide housing improvements for families referred from the school district social offices for the purpose of improving the residential environment of students in attendance at the schools within the county. Whereas the 10th Annual Cowboy Breakfast will provide financial support for the foundation through its ticket sales and live and silent auction, and whereas the breakfast plates will be on sale for $8 along with table sponsorships and premier sponsorships to support the activities of the foundation. Now therefore be it resolved that the Wilson County Commissioners Court does hereby support the Social Services Office activities relating to families in need of residential assistance, and thereby urges the community and community businesses to support the 10th Annual R&R Cowboy Breakfast, which this year will be located at the Sacred Heart Parish Grounds, and urges support for said community event. And it goes on for ticket sponsorships and donation of auction items. For more information concerning the event, please contact Richard Stapleton, 830-216-4561, or Brennan Pavelic, 830-216-4075. That didn't really need to be part of it. I apologize.
Thank you very much. Motion? Commissioner 5. Comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Item 6, Lee Gonan, Jerry Cutler, Floresville Chamber of Commerce, consider and take an act on the request by the Floresville Chamber of Commerce to use the courthouse grounds for parking area for market days on May 5th, 2012. The request to use would be from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, this is something that's been going on. I think it was started by ACOG actually, the market days, and involves a tour of classic cars, and they come through several communities, and Floresville has been doing this for 20-something years. So what we'd like to have the permission to do is to set up vendor booths on the courthouse, and then I think they started a walk last year. That starts from the parking lot, winds around town, and finishes up in the parking lot. So we'd like permission to use it. We got permission on Thursday of last week to use to close half the streets, C Street, up against the courthouse.
Motion, Mr. Gomez, Mr. Wiley, all in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 7, Edith Merle Dillon, notice issued to discontinue and vacate public roads in Southern Springs.
Yes, Your Honor, I wanted a picture of the, Ms. Vernon, come on up. She has a petition to submit, it's on as an action item, I think we all can review it, and we can get it signed off on next time. Ms. Vernon, they have some information on the court record. You're a landowner in the vicinity of 2nd Street and 14th Street in Sutherland Springs?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you had 8 landowners in the vicinity of 2nd Street and 14th Street filed a signed a petition asking to have parts of 2nd Street and 14th Street closed.
Correct.
And do those streets that you're asking to have closed, they really exist as public streets right now, or are they just on a map?
They haven't existed for like 25 years is what I
If they ever
heard.
exist?
If they, well, like I said, they're on my plat, that it was just, it's an easement, more or less. The 2nd Street, which divides my property, okay? And then 14th Street is on the side over here. Actually, it is included in my property, although it doesn't show that on the plat.
But
And
there's
no fencing on
no
it.
paving, there's no county maintenance that's
No,
had to
no,
protect
nothing,
things.
it's just, it's no man's land right now.
And you had copies of this petition were posted in the vicinity of the property and also at the county clerk's office?
Yes, I posted it at the 2 stations, one is on the corner there, 539, one is right across on 87, where most of the, I guess, the local people frequent those 2 places. That's the only 2 public places I could find.
And just so we're specific, it's 2nd Street in Sutherland Springs between 539 and 14th Street,
Correct?
and 14th Street, Sutherland Springs between 539 and 87.
Yes, sir.
And Commissioner Morales, your views are not public, you are maintaining that you haven't been part of the 50 miles of streets that are on the map in Sutherland Springs that don't exist?
No, they don't exist at all.
Because it's not on as an action item, Commissioners, if y'all can take the information now, and you can sign off with this at the next meeting.
We need to vote on it next meeting?
Yes, sir, I think it's not an action meeting, but if y'all are happy with that, we can vote on it next meeting.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you,
And,
ma'am.
if you wanted to give a copy
I
of,
have a copy of it.
yes, ma'am, can you copies of those for the clerk, so she can put in the minutes? Ms. Martinez?
I didn't have a copy of it, with the only others.
I actually need the originals from one.
I'm sorry?
Oh, okay, she
I
needs
need
the
the
originals, I'm sorry.
originals.
Oh, you want, okay.
Yes.
I have a
That's my
copy
bad.
of it.
Yes, you certainly. Let me have all of this.
We'll mail you a copy of this once it's in the, recorded in the Commissioner Court's minutes.
And then you sign off on who wants to,
It'll be recorded in the minutes, and after that, whoever, that's,
I go from there. Okay.
we'll make a copy.
Agenda for next time. Yes, sir.
This is an action item, so it's abandoned.
Thank you. Okay, item 8, Mary Wiley, Commissioner Precinct 4, resolution in opposition to application for commercial oil, gas, waste separation facility located on Highway 97 east of Florida. Oh, has anyone in court been contacted by any member or representing HJ Integrity Investments LLC?
I have not.
I haven't either. Read the resolution. Says a resolution, whereas Wilson County is part of the Bexar County metropolitan area and growing in population very rapidly. Whereas HJ Integrity Investments LLC has applied for a permit allowing them to construct a commercial oil and gas waste separation facility. Whereas the facility would be placed adjacent to State Highway 97 between Stockdale and Floresville in a residential area. Whereas some of the information on the application to the Railroad Commission appears to be false or in error, box 14, box 21. Whereas this facility is some distance from any major oil production, thus impractical to truck into a residential area for any purpose. Now therefore be it resolved that the Wilson County Commissioners Court is opposed to the construction of this facility at the proposed location. Motion, Commissioner Wiley, second, Commissioner McComish, all in favor? Aye.
Judge, just if I might say for the folks that are here, this is in support of what Ms. Strozier presented to the court earlier.
I've reviewed some of the documents that were found forwarded to my office and sent to ACOG, to Peterborough, with the air quality there at ACOG. And very impressive job that y'all have done on that. I think it makes our job very easy with the work that y'all put in on it. And we want to show our support. And I think y'all on the right path. You're basing everything on solid information, on facts, and not, looking out to making innuendos and things that can't be proven, and that goes a long ways in being able to support the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Item 10, Nikki Store, Wilson County. 9, Larry Wiley, Commissioner, County Recycling Info Purchase of balers.
Judge, recycling is an issue that has come up over and over again in my precinct back to the time that I was running initially as commissioner. And I've done some investigation, but couldn't find a really viable approach to it. And then a citizen in my precinct, Ginger Coleman, came to me with some information, and we had a meeting on February the 2nd. And at that meeting was Ms. Coleman, or Rachel Perry, who is a representative for CTRA, which is the Cooperative Teamwork and Recycling Assistance Group, along with Banks Aiken, the city manager from Stockdale, Ralph Gerhardt, and Leanne Hoshak. And this is a program that, if we go forward with it, is a no-cost program to the county, other than some basic needs to set up. And I'm a little premature, in my opinion, bringing this here, but we have an opportunity that we really can't afford to walk away from. I know the city of Floresville, from conversations with the judge, is looking at the potential of a company maybe to do some recycling, and we don't want to interfere with that. But in order for this to go forward, what we need, or what we will need, is a recycling trailer that we could move weekend by weekend to the 4 cities within the county. And it would be manned by volunteers. What we need is a place to take this material, and we need balers in order to bail it up for transport. The balers were the big cost here, in that they could run $5,000 to $10,000 each. Banks Aiken, the city manager in Stockdale, had a conversation with a representative from ACOG, who put us in contact with Comal County. And Comal County's recycling needs have grown to the point to where they need larger balers. And so we have an opportunity, if we act on it now, to get 2 balers, and I've talked with them, which are both functioning balers, for the grand total of $10. And $10. They got them through a grant, and we're looking at $10,000 to $20,000 worth of equipment. And again, we're kind of premature on this, but what they need, and I think you have over there, is they need the Commissioner's Court to agree to purchase the balers for that large sum of money.
It is any contract that binds you to any carrier or
and this program that we looked at is promising in that, the only charge, and they're working, right now with several counties. Fayette County and Martin County were two that popped up. Plus, they're doing, oh, and I'm having a mental moment. The town just east of Nixon.
Cuero.
Cuero, thank you. They're doing the city of Cuero, right now, working with them, and the only cost is that whenever this stuff is all belled up and transported, they get 10% of whatever money is made, and the 90% goes back either to the county or to the school district if we did it in conjunction with Floresville. So from the standpoint of our cost, it's very limited. And the feeling was, and you two can kick in if you like, is that from the standpoint of Baylor's, all that's taken care of now. The trailer that we need is that we might well be able to get that through grants, because recycling is a very politically correct thing to do right now.
This Baylor, do they do,
I think they do.
paper, you separate it, you have to be
Oh,
separated?
now, and that's the purpose of the trailer, is that whenever the, and why it has to be manned or staffed, is that paper will go here, plastic will go there, then when you take it off, and
That's probably the reason they're available to us. I imagine they've gone to the ones that actually separated, you know, in Bear County.
they will be. What they told me is that they had outgrown these, and that they were functioning fine.
So where will the collection site be?
Well, we haven't, again, we're way ahead. I mean, the only reason I brought this today, which I said at the beginning is premature, is because I don't want this opportunity to be delayed. It could be any of a number of places. One of the places that we talked about was doing it in conjunction with Floresville School District and doing it over, remember that conversation? Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, with the alternative school, that there might be a potential to have it over there. All that is required is a three-sided building that you can put the stuff in, and balers. Whenever the time comes to move the stuff, you'll need a front-end loader or something that you can pick up with, but you can do that with your tractor or my tractor from that standpoint.
Will this be household waste, or just where people would bring in their newspapers and magazines?
It would be plastics, it would be cans, it would be.
Okay.
But it has to be separated when it's brought in.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Okay.
Correct? I mean, it's not gonna dump the trash there.
No. No, and it would not be brought to that site, it would be brought to the trailers that would work the area. Again, this looks to me like it could work. It's premature in that I would like to have brought it to court and had a conversation with the court about it in advance. And I didn't think we were to that point. But to have the opportunity for these balers at $10 and to walk away from it, if we do go forward and then suddenly we're looking at $10,000 to $20,000 in costs, then we would be kicking ourselves for not taking this opportunity.
You're right on. I mean, as far as, that's the reason I asked, was there any strings tied to the balers or anything of that sort? Having them, and you know, we can pursue it from there.
Which county said that happened?
Cornell.
Comel. They got one in operation right now,
They've used these in the past. They're going to
a bigger one.
Yeah, they have two. Now, we'll have to go pick them up, I'll have to go pick them up.
And everything is done voluntary.
Yeah, if we go forward with this program, it is all voluntary. Now, that does not necessarily mean, and again, I'm kind of premature of all of this, that there might not be some responsibility, minor responsibility that each precinct might have, to the point where and I don't know, is that if it's gonna be in Lavernia, then on Friday, it might be that Commissioner Gamez might have one of his men go pick up the trailer and pull it to Lavernia. If it's in Stockdale, What did
Morales.
I say? John has Morales. Well, I'm looking at one and touching the other.
It's spring break though.
It's spring
But that'd be all right, Albert.
No, it's brain break is what it is. So that, you know, we might have to pull it to our location. And that whenever it's finally to the point that we have enough material to send away, then again, we might have to take our tractor and our front end loader and load it. But they transport it. So our involvement is very minimal. And particularly, I can't speak to precinct 1 or 2. I can speak to Commissioner Morales's, I got it this time, precinct 3 and 4, in that I've had a number of citizens in that area where all the subdivision growth is that's talked to us about recycling. And the city of Stockdale has obviously signed on to it as well. So the question is whether we want, you know, $10,000 to $20,000 worth of balers for $10 or not.
You, put that in form of motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion, Commissioner Wiley, second, Commissioner Morales, all in favor?
All right.
Commissioner Wiley.
Yes,
I've toured the plant at Comel. That is a really neat thing put together by Mo Schwab, who was still there, he was commissioner. Really is a great facility. And also, my wife and I are avid recyclers. The big problem is where you take this stuff. There's no place, as far as I know, in Wilson County to take it, so we have to take it to Bear County. And there are some things you have to go to 2 or 3 places. But this place takes this, and that takes this and that, and you know, usually 2 to 3 places. So it's almost a full-day job when you're ready to. It would be really neat to have some place in Wilson County. I don't care where it is, because I drive, no matter where it is in Wilson County, it's closer to where I drive now. So I would love to have a place in Wilson County to take my recyclables.
thank you, sir.
Item 10, Nikki Storer, Wilson County Librarian, discuss take action on FCC E-rate internet access bill.
We have our final figures in, and the papers that I gave you before. What's highlighted is what we currently are operating on. The current service plan that the library has will end in March of 2013, so this is a good time to make a change if we're going to make a change. When I asked AT&T to possibly increase the library's broadband, they offered us one more T1 line with a monthly charge of $1,153.88. With the E-rate grant, the county's portion of the bill would be $230.78. That's the current that they're offering us. If we should choose to go to Time Warner for cable, for fiber to the building, they've offered me a 2-year contract at 10 megabytes per second at $975 a month charge. The county's portion of that would be $195. To do the fiber, there is a $1,000 charge for installation. If the change is being made, I would like to recommend that the library upgrade a few things, such as our own sonic wall, so that way we can proceed to do our own filtering and follow the actual E-rate bids that the actual laws and regulations that they have with the Child Internet Protection Act and the actual requirements that if you apply for the E-rate grant and award it, the connections must go to that facility, and that facility have its own, and that facility have its own account with AT&T. We would also like to see a new wireless router or access point, so that way I don't arrive early and there's outside working on the computer, right outside the door. I know I've driven by on the weekends and there's people in their cars working on the internet, because the internet from the library is broadcast all the way through the American Legion Hall. With this new access point, we could actually program it to where it is operable only when the library is open. So, and then we had a third bid come in at the last minute from Verizon. They also are offering us the T1 lines, and I wanted to give you a comparison to show you that Verizon is probably a little bit more expensive. I don't think I need 7 T1 lines to make the 7.5 because they actually want to charge $2,500. That's pretty expensive. So these are the bids. My recommendation is that we continue with, let me go with Time Warner. This will be the 13th year the library has applied for this grant. I do not foresee us not being awarded this grant. So the next item for me to do is if you tell me to go ahead and proceed, then I'll just continue on with the paperwork.
Ray, you met with Time Warner, did you not?
But I mean, I don't have a problem with them going ahead for the grant. I mean, if they could get this for $195 a month, it'd probably be a good deal.
So it'd take them from 3 megabytes to 10.
Yeah.
What you was talking about as far as people outside utilizing it and wanting to stop it? Why do we want to stop it?
Well, the problem is you don't know what people are doing outside the building. I have no control over what they're doing. And if they are downloading something that's a really large size, it slows us down. But if you're inside the building, we can actually walk around and see who might be bogging us down and ask them.
Do you think maybe if we go to Time Warner, whoever we want to, that they might want to correct that because it would be cutting into their business more than whatever? If there was a contact about it saying this is happening, these people would be fine, maybe customers, otherwise, you know, you reckon they would provide that service for us, but based on that?
You mean as far as the...
That they're utilizing it without a cost effective?
No, they're just providing us the pipe. We actually have to do the, for lack of a better word, doing the monitoring, so that way everybody has the same amount of speed on this mega highway. But
What I'm talking about though, they are potential customers.
correct.
And
Correct.
if they're getting the service free through your facility, they may want to correct that to where that it wouldn't be available to the public free.
I think it would have to be our wireless router.
Right, it's the wireless router that's up in, right now it's up in the roof. I don't even know if it's working. We have to plug it back in.
But
So put a timer on that.
Yeah, we just put a timer on it.
So are you saying that, one, I heard that obviously you didn't want to have it open on the weekends, only when the library is open.
Correct.
Are you saying that you're going to position it so it would only be inside of the library as opposed to accessible in the parking lot, or?
I can't do anything with this as far as the signal is projected to, that comes with the machine. But if we could password it and make it to where they have to come
is Time
in.
Warner still going to be a signal, like it's not cable?
Time Warner will be a hard line that comes into there. What she's gonna do is she's gonna take the hard line and then she's gonna broadcast the hard line into the airway for the simple folk. And I'm simple, so I've done the best I can. Then I was under the impression you had to give everybody a code to be able to use that. So she has to actually issue everybody a number, let's say. Then all those people with those numbers can sit in the parking lot, input their password, and get that signal.
If you put it on a timer, can you override that timer if you choose to use it during that time?
You can put it on the old-fashioned timer, you plug in the wall and click the little times that it's open.
Is there a possibility to have a number that rotates? Because I come in today and get a number,
Right.
and then tomorrow I could go park outside.
They tell me it's programmable, and it'd be up to us as the administrators to change the passwords. But I'm concerned that we would get back to where we are now with someone hogging all the bandwidth and slowing us, everybody else in the building down. I can't walk the parking lot and ask people to return when we're not busy, or maybe tell them Thursday nights when there's not very many people here, please come back, we'll help you. That's just something that was recommended to us.
But they have to come in and make,
Ma'am,
have the
I
numbers.
actually, in the next business area, what you're looking for is a quality of service guarantee based on each customer that you're looking to service off your access point. There's technology out there, I don't know what your budget is. Your best route is expiring passcodes that the access point provides to each customer. So you're gonna have to find an access point. If anybody's been over to a hotel, hotels work on the same process. So, the technology exists, but you have to get the right access point that has the codes behind it that feed it to say, here's your code, Mr. Customer, for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours.
See, I think we want to do the opposite way. Where Ray Wolf wants to download a bunch of stuff, why do you turn it off at 10 o'clock at night when Ray Wolf can go sit out there, download everything when nobody's there, get all the information he wants, then he's not coming to the library at 8 o'clock when you're trying to do business, and then you're going, Ray, you're taking up all my bandwidth, and Ray's going, well, I'm just a library customer and I want whatever, and you're shutting me off where I can come at all the off hours and get everything. Because, I mean, because you said you was going to cut out Ray Wolf, and I'm not trying to be, I know there's a lot of things you can get off the internet that we don't want people to be able to get off the internet. So we're cutting that out, so Ray Wolf can't get to that. But if Ray Wolf wants to be a DJ, which is a big deal, I could come at Sunday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, sit in my car and download all the music and not, I mean, because we're paying, it's not like every ounce of internet service costs us more money. We're paying so much to that. So I would think we'd want to do it the opposite way.
Okay, we can do that. That was just one of the recommendations that both Time Warner has given us and our advisors through the library, through the state council, through the state library. I would be happy to, I know my daughter's come through her distance learning when our internet wouldn't work and the paper had to be filed by midnight. She was out there filing. So I told her to take your laptop and do it. So, but yes, we can do it. Those are the two recommendations that we have. So I need to know from you if you would like me to proceed with the E-rate grant. If you say no, then we will just continue with the county and other stuff I can just
I don't see any reason why we wouldn't want to proceed.
Motion, Commissioner Wiley, second, Commissioner Gomez, all in favor? Unanimous.
Thank you very much.
When you're on
Okay, item 11, Russell Wilson, County Attorney.
What this is we had a workshop meeting earlier, I guess last Thursday, where we talked about making some of the county roads, impact no through truck roads, and I believe those county roads have been discussed. Some are in Commissioner Gomez's precinct, some are in Commissioner Wiley's precinct. And if the court feels that it would be beneficial to the public to not have through truck traffic going on those roads. And the court also feels that there's no place that couldn't be accessed through other county or state roads if we no through truck those roads. And it would be appropriate to make the no through trucks. If you decide to pass that, it doesn't go into effect until there's been a public hearing on it, and you have to put a notice in the paper. And that's got to be published from 7 to 30 days out. So if you got it in the paper this next time, you can do it at the end of the month, it's got to be the 1st of April. It'll be the first time you can have a hearing on it. And the signs would have to be signed in accordance with TxDOT rules. And once y'all have that public hearing, finally adopted it and signed it, you can make these no-through trucks. The only thing I would think we need to clarify is how big the vehicle's going to have to be to be considered a truck. And I would suggest that you designate what's already, I know there's different categories and classifications of trucks in Texas. We have different rules and regulations on it. I'm not going to make it just anything that you have to have a Class A license to drive or.
Commissioner Wiley, you're gonna have a hard time explaining to people that a road with no through trucks, it's got the highest truck traffic of any secondary road.
Well, we're talking about not 417,
Oh.
but 427.
Oh.
And we're talking about the area in between 123, 33, 35, and I'm having problems now because I'm having 18-wheelers cross a load zone bridge that has a 5,000-pound gross weight. But by the time they get far enough in there, there's no way to turn around, and so we could post this at each end.
Yeah, I was thinking 417.
I'd love to put it on 417.
You wouldn't be able to, I mean, they're not through trucks? They're not through traffic?
As a matter of fact, on 417, in 2007, I put a counter on it and had 360 vehicles in a 24-hour period. Just put one on it, 1,167.
Item A, consider and take action on passing no through truck rules on County Road 126, County Road 161, County Road 324, Kaufman Road, and County Road 427 between FM 3335 and Texas 123. Motion, Commissioner Gomez, Commissioner Wiley, all in favor?
And just for clarification, the truck for this purposes is how big?
For me, I'm confident it will have to be an 18-wheeler.
Is that
Well,
a-
that's, the end don't, what is it? The truck yard is,
Remember about weight?
no, the Class A.
Anything, I can get that from the statute, so anything you have to have a Class A license to drive.
Class
You should charge for those shit. I wouldn't be just giving them one.
I think that's a chauffeur's license.
That's a chauffeur.
A class, whatever they call it now, is that a B or something? Used to be a chauffeur's license.
I think it's a different, I'm not too sure.
Okay. Item B, consider and take action on passing rules against parking large trucks on county roads in platted subdivisions.
I'm afraid I'm probably responsible for that. I've had complaints in Rosewood subdivision, and that, I don't know if there's someone renting or purchased, but what we now have are 18-wheelers that are parked on the side of the street. And is going to protrude into the street. And I know in my precinct, I've had complaints before, and it came to me in that they called the sheriff's department. The sheriff's department said, we can't do anything unless there's a posted sign, and you need to talk to your commissioner. And so from there, I went to the county attorney to see if we had any.
The only thing I would say is that in California, it's a danger to obstruct the view and break down your shoulders and your parting. You can forbid that. I would suggest you might want to start out before it's addressing the problem, because I don't know what it would cost. It'd be pretty expensive just to have to, you have to put those signs to the entrance of every subdivision, private subdivision in the county. That's more than I expect a number of thousands of dollars.
That's a good point. I think once you put it on one, then you're probably going to have others that will come forward.
Well, the same vehicle abandonment law that state law applies to the county also. That you have to specifically drive.
We've had abandoned vehicles, we've had towed before.
I know the DPS, if you see a vehicle abandoned, you put a sticker in the window and date it and everything. And 48 hours later, if any officer comes along, it's still there and it has that sticker, they can tow it.
We've done that,
I think that's happened.
yeah.
That might be a useful tool when some, obviously there is somebody parking where they live, but in many areas where they're just parking and leaving,
Yeah, and we've had that problem on 324 leading into Wood Valley, to where they parked trucks and left them for, 2 or 3 days there at the cow lodge. What we have is someone who's you know, bringing an 18-wheeler in and parking it in a pretty upscale subdivision.
Well, that bright orange sticker usually serves as, you know, they seldom ever, I mean, sometimes, but seldom ever you have to actually show it, and they get the message after a while, and they quit parking, you know, when they have those.
Would it be more beneficial if we just put county road, but we just put it in platted subdivision? Like in my area.
But you're gonna have to, you certainly can, we have to repost this, I think, to vote on that. But, you have to, put a text dot sign every county line or every place you have a state highway as far as market.
Were you gonna put these in every subdivision?
Initially, I was gonna, as my conversation with Mr. Wilson went, we were going to do it for the Rosewood subdivision and then do it on a case-by-case basis until it got to the point where it was pretty obvious that we were going to do the whole thing.
And certainly, if you've got particular roads, I know that you've had trouble when they're building locations or doing frac jobs. I was down one of those roads when Edwin said that he or you had seen like 18-wheelers parked in the town. So Edwin, he had to drive his water, one wheel up next to the fence line.
Oh, on item B, do you all want to vote on it today? You want to wait and see if you want to add that? You want to see if there's some current laws that can be utilized to do it?
But I think I'd like to vote on it if we can with respect to Rosewood. Unless there's a feeling that, you know, from the general group that we don't want to go forward. But, you know, what you have in a subdivision like that is, you know, you've got nice streets, the shoulders, the manicured shoulders, and a lot of them are sloped for drainage, and so there's really no place for a truck to really pull off to the side without, you know, posing a problem.
Motion, Commissioner Wiley, second. Commissioner Gomez, all in favor?
And it's just on Rosewood right now?
For the moment.
And we'll set it at whatever the weight limit is for a 5 cent?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get a notice to the paper. Commissioner, do you want me to put it on for last, for next agenda? Consider taking action on other roads?
Just put it on county road, period. If we can do
I
that.
don't think what he's talking about is going to be quite extensive.
But we don't have to
Signage.
put the sign, do we?
Yes,
Yes.
Oh, we would?
but I mean, that's something you can study.
Can't write a ticket until they go
You
past
have to have a sign.
Can I ask a question back to Rosewood? Is it one subdivision, do you have a unit 1, 2, 3, or something?
No, just Rosewood.
Moving on to item 12, all file, Commissioner precinct 2, request all companies to Sharon County Road 204.
Judge, the only reason I put this in is because Mr. Wilson wanted me to put this on the agenda. County Road 204, it's 1.3 miles of asphalt, and all company went in and destroyed the road. And once they get through drilling and move the rig out, they're gonna repair the road. No expense to the county.
Okay,
So I guess
we need to vote on that, Russell, that's it.
If you're just resolution requesting it.
A resolution request.
Oh,
Motion, Commissioner Miles, second, Commissioner Gomez, all in favor?
which company is it?
all.
Item 13, Ricky Morales, Commissioner Precinct Number 3, requests TxDOT to take action in determining safety issues at US 87 FM 539 in Southern Springs.
Judge, I'm asking to see if I can get permission, or how do I go about asking TxDOT to determine if we can put a stoplight on 539 and 87?
We can request them to do a study to see if they can go with it. And then a motion from you, and second from Paul Miles, all in favor?
Aye. Well, they're going to do a traffic study.
But Commissioner Morales has been approaching several people over there, and BT, but TxDOT, you know.
417 is triple.
Item 14, Eva S. Martinez, County Clerk, requests to allow 2 clerks from County Clerk's office to attend a one-day Region 4 School in Hondo, Texas.
I would like to request that Judy and Yvonne be able to go to school. They have two things on the agenda. It's just a one-day thing. The cost of it is $10 a piece for them to go. That includes them eating there, so it would be basically mileage. They will more than likely share a vehicle, so they, what's on the agenda is legal information versus legal advice. And we have quite a number of people now that want to practice law. And they get things off the internet, and there's only an extent of what we can do. Show them where information is, but not check their documents, and they're wanting us to check documents. I've already been to a training, and I thought it would be very good. And then they also have a training there about clerk duties on protected orders, and that's always a changing thing. Judge knows that that has been quite a bit of an increase, and it would only take, like I said, it would be just 2 days. I'm just going up there and come back. That would be okay.
Commissioner Gomez, Commissioner Wiley, all in favor?
Thank you.
Item 15, Leanne Hochat, EMC, utility permit number 336, Southern Spring Corporation, County Road 356, Precinct 3, review and approve. Okay, motion, Commissioner Morales, second, Commissioner Fowle, all in favor?
Aye.
And, item B is utility permit 437, Southern Spring Water Supply Corporation, County Road 324, Precinct 4, review and approve. Commissioner Wiley, Commissioner Morales, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Item 16, has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes?
Yes, sir, and we have a problem on the one dated February the 27th. On the last page, we have item number 16, that's marked number 6, and it's on a motion by Commissioner and seconded by Commissioner.
Right here.
We're pretty sure the Commissioner part is right.
But anybody's name, just the commissioner and commissioner. Yeah. So I will have to look up to see who it was that actually made the motion, and then we will be more than glad to correct it.
Can we go on it like that with correction?
With the correction
You
of
need
the-
a commission thing in there. It's a non-opposed, I think it was Commissioner Rodder and Commissioner Pruski.
I think you're right. Our Commissioner Stroud is one of them. We just don't know which.
It would.
I will look it up. Yes,
But that,
certainly. Is that-
Suits me. The
Motion
other.
otherwise, approve the minutes of Commissioner Wiley, Commissioner Morales, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank
You got
you.
that down?
Yes.
Who made a motion?
Yes, I have to look it up.
It was a Commissioner.
Have I got the original?
These are the original storage. Don't send that last one. We'll get you a new page. We'll get you a new page, John.
What do you with this?
Okay, item 17, financial report.
Yes,
Everything, anything need to take notice of, everything?
No, sir, we just started putting money back into Texaco. Yeah, we can't get it apart,
You have it. Thank you, Matt. That's the one, sir.
Payroll personnel changes, item 18.
Okay, I have Martha Duke, was hired 3/7/2012, Department 420, as a dispatcher for $1,750 a month. I have Megan Hobadier, was hired 3/5/2012, Department 420, for $1,750 a month as a dispatcher. I have Emmanuel Fultz, resigned 3/11/2012, Department 501, as a deputy. And Jeffrey Doogie is going to be hired 3/21/2012, Department 501, as a deputy for $2,250 a month.
Questions, comments? Motion? Commissioner Riles, Commissioner Morales, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bill? Take about a 10-minute break. We'll be back at, well, at 20 after 10.
You gonna like this thing? You gonna like this?